Greetings, boys and ghouls! It is I, Emperor Jonwayne Frankenstein, the king of cringe, the host of horror, the master of misery, and my partner, Uncle Spicy, the Flash.
I'm not the Flash.
Well, you used to be.
I used to be a Flash.
Okay, a Flash. But in any case, now
I have a suggestion. Instead of saying boys and ghouls, it should be boys, ghouls, and hoochie mamas, because we don't want to leave out the hoochie mamas.
we certainly don't.
We have enough boys and ghoul followers as it is.
You can never have enough hoochie mama
Right,
followers.
so we should remember to include them in your introduction. We say
So
hello.
if you are a hoochie mama, we are big fans of
Oh,
you
yeah.
being our fans.
That's for sure. I mean, we're fans of yours. It's only fair. You know?
That's right.
What
Only
goes around
fans.
comes around. That too.
Now, a lot of people have said that I look like Svengoolie, which I don't find too insulting since he is the most famous current horror host in the world. However, the truth is, I've been dressing this way for well over 4 decades. As you can see with this time capsule of some of my photos from my past endeavors, I've always wore a sort of similar style, if you will. Granted, now I'm going much more wizard with the beard and goatee, which sometimes I had, and sometimes I didn't. There I am at the bar, dancing with all the hoochie mamas, doing a hoochie mama rama. Woo! Now, Svengoolie started out as the son of Svengoolie, what year?
In the 70s.
In the 70s. And at first he was kind of interesting and entertaining. Now, he was the replacement for the original Svengoolie, who was a hippie vampire. Now, the son of Svengoolie, they never said exactly what he is. His makeup is supposed to somewhat resemble a skull. But nowadays, in the past few years, he's been kind of coaxing.
Few decades.
Yeah, really. Doing really bad dad jokes and trying to be a bad vaudevillian comedian, which is fine, but not necessarily what you think of when you want to think of a horror host. But he has been a naughty, naughty boy, I feel. You see, recently, Svengoolie came up with this thing, like about, was it a year?
No, 2
2 years ago. Yeah, they came up with the search for the Spawn of Svengoolie, where they encouraged all of us fans to download the app and send them our videos with the promise that they're going to pick some of us to be co-hosts.
New Spawn, well, to be the Spawn of Svengoolie, whatever that entailed.
Right. And it took forever.
Forever, and we know forever.
Oh, yes. Being as we lived outside the universe
Right, I mean,
for an eternity plus
Plus
one.
a few more, yeah.
Yeah. So it took forever for them to get around to finding his new ghouls. But it turns out that it was a rigged contest. And this is where we feel he was naughty. Because he got everyone's hopes up, but instead of getting real people, he got professional local talent from Chicago to be his new ghouls.
No, don't get me wrong. We have nothing against the talent that they brought in. They're doing, I especially like Nostalgia Ferrado myself.
Yeah, he's the best one.
Right, and they're good. I'm nothing against them. That's not the problem. They aren't the problem. The problem is you shouldn't pretend you're going to give us all a shot to do something like that if you're never, ever going to use us. Because all those guys, as great as they are, they're all from Chicago. And it's a Chicago show, so
and they're all professionals at
right,
the time,
so it's
too.
kind of like, it's okay to be a professional, but
so
why?
you didn't really have a contest where
no,
you...
it was rigged.
Yeah, you didn't have a contest where you selected a random
Who'd
fan.
be the best?
Right. No, you already knew who you're going to have.
Right.
You already chose these professional people, and you were just exploiting us to get more views and more people to download
in
your
fairness,
app.
some of their audition videos were shown on TV. So that's true, and that's cool. But it was still misleading to make you think that you had an actual chance to be the Spawn of Svengoolie.
And as for the ghouls he chose, you have Sarah Palmer, Gwengoolie, a professional model, an actress and comedian that was cast. Palmer's worked in improv, sketch comedy,
she was in
and
Second
theater.
City, which is cool.
Yep. Second City, IO Theater, and various TV commercials. And she still does improv performances.
Right.
But it's like she was a professional. She wasn't just a fan that they recruited. She was a professional model and actress from the area.
Entertainer.
And professional entertainer.
Yes.
Then there's Scott Grider, the Imp, an actor and comedian. He has experience in improv, sketch comedy, and voiceover works. Yes.
Not
Also
Marley.
worked in Second City, Chicago.
There you
Apparently,
go.
if you work in Second City, Chicago, you're more likely to get a job in Chicago TV being a Svengoolie person.
Or on the local shows, but yeah.
Isle Theater and voiceover roles. Of course, now he's in Svengoolie and does
Still does
voiceover
voiceover,
work.
which is cool.
And then, of course, there's Bill Leff, the Nostalgia Ferratu, obviously inspired by the Nosferatu. He's an actor, writer, and comedian. Bill Leff joins the Nostalgia Ratu. He's worked in improv, sketch comedy, and radio hosting. He was the host of The Bill Leff Show on WGN Radio. Writer and performer for Second City, Chicago. Various TV commercials and appearances. And he still has The Left Show. So
Wait a minute. No. You forgot the most important. He is the current host of Tune In With Me.
Oh, right.
That's his big one right now. That show's been going on for a few years.
Kind of like when you used to have that show.
I want to give a special salute to him. I don't think I even told you this. But Bill Leff actually name dropped me and complimented me on an episode of Tune In With Me.
Really?
That is the truth. I swear to God. I swear to Jonwayne that that's the truth.
What did he say?
Well, they had a thing. I have the MeTV app.
Yeah.
And on the app, sometimes they have quizzes and questions, and they ask you stuff about things. And they asked me who my favorite cartoon villain was.
Yeah.
So I put down Bluto, and I explained why I think Bluto is the best cartoon
Because
villain.
you think he bears a striking resemblance to someone you know?
He does bear resemblance, but that's not the reason I used. I think if I had said that, it may not have gone the way it did. Well, anyway, I just filled it out because I thought, Bluto, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, and I sometimes watch in and Tune In With Me before I venture out into the world. And one day it was on, and they were doing a show about great cartoon villains, and they said they had audience responses, and they mentioned my name and said I'm from Oshkosh and read my response. And afterwards said that was very well put.
Wow.
I don't get compliments on this stuff very much, so that's why I remember it. But I want to give him a salute for doing that. Thank you very much. And I'll give you special credit, although we're still annoyed that about the way the contest was set up.
Yeah, it's not like we said, we don't dislike the talent per se.
Good for them. I mean, that's fine. It's just the way they did it, the way they misled us.
Right. Svengoolie.
I did a video too, and it's like...
Oh, and speaking about videos, we'll quick show you my video.
Yes.
Look who has a skeleton in their closet. It's you! But as long as I'm coming out, I might as well introduce myself. I am Baron Jonwayne Samedi, the ghost host with the most. That Svengoolie is looking for someone to be the Spawn of Svengoolie. Now, let me think who'd be perfect for it. Let me pick my brain for a minute. Oh, I know, it's me. I'm perfect for it. I am just the ultimate terror, and I'm always ready for Freddy. Frankenstein is always fine. And let's face it, I just love the Halloween spirit and all those bad horror movies. So remember, pick me as the new Spawn of Svengoolie, or I'll have a bone to pick with you.
Now, obviously, I was channeling my younger twin brother, Baron Jonwayne Samedi, for that particular role. But I thought I was exquisite. Don't you agree?
Well, Baron Jonwayne Samedi would have done a pretty good job too.
No doubt.
But
no doubt.
I will not argue that was someone who definitely should be hosting a horror series. I mean, there is no doubt about that at all. No one could argue that with any brains at all.
But sadly, the contest was rigged. I never had a chance.
It's never gonna happen. It's just not even on Svengoolie. I mean, come on.
So there you go, Sven. We think you're very naughty and you should feel ashamed of yourself.
In fairness, we don't know if he was personally responsible. It may have been his producers at the show.
But
whoever was responsible, they should have done it.
He still had his hand in it. He
Okay.
still allowed it to happen.
That's true. That's true.
So Sven, yeah, naughty, naughty, naughty.
I'd say spank
shame,
you, but
shame,
we're not gonna give
we
you a reward
all
for
know your name.
Yeah.
But we still respect you for being the current
King of the horror host.
But someday we will dethrone you. Someday you're going to wither away. But we are immortal. So we'll be here 100 years from now, still hosting movies. And you will be forgotten. So, that's it. We will conquer the universe by hosting horror movies.